right, let's give a round of applause for Alu and M.Sham.
So I want to do, I don't want to do anything controversial. I know there's so much controversy happening, so I'm going to do 3 poems, one on religion, one on God, and one on love. Which is not controversial at all. Okay, so the first one is I thought wrong. Politics. I thought oil ran cars, not governments. I thought religion was for God, not for governments. I thought being pregnant meant time to rejoice, not moments to argue pro-life or pro-choice. I thought pro-life meant you stood for life has priceless value, not voting for the death penalty saying that's a different statute. I thought marriage was meant for true love, not for preventing your taxes from going up. I thought America was the land of the free, not bound by more debt than the depths of the sea. I thought Obama would end racism, not that the color of his skin is why most voted for him. I thought we fought against evil, that's why we went into Iraq, not because we gave them weapons in the first place and wanted them back. I thought Jesus said love your neighbor like you love yourself, not if you don't believe in what I believe in, you're going to go to hell. I thought war was never holy, and the Quran had no mention of the sword, not people hijacking Islam and attributing killings to the Lord. I thought peace could never be fought for. Isn't peace, at the very least, the absence of war? I thought the news was based in evidence and proof, not based on biases on strong lobbyist version of the truth. I thought Jerusalem belonged in equal part to every faith, not a place that only equally shares its hate. I thought being young meant the best time of your life was here, not people being depressed, crippled with anxiety and fear. I thought relationships were based in trust, not for as long as you can fund my love. And I thought democracy meant we all would be equal and free, not your ethnicity determines if your salary is equal to me. And I thought religion meant you love and worship God, not how much you love to point out how others are flawed. And I thought charity was meant for the greater good, not who saw how much you gave in your neighborhood. And I thought school was meant to educate people, not to raise tuitions to levels that make students financially feeble. And I thought Facebook was to keep up with your friends, families, to make amends, not to stalk your enemies and ex-boyfriends. I thought Americans fought against injustice and tyrants, not a country with soldiers with the most cases of domestic violence. I thought loans were meant to help people pay back what they were given, not lenders with rates that make more money off the poor in the system. I thought honesty and equality were the cornerstone of our laws, not a Patriot Act that allows the government to arrest without a cause. And I thought prayer was when people chose God to praise to, not people asking for more material goods to be a slave to. And I thought the internet would make us less ignorant so we could learn to love, not create anonymous screen names so we could hate and judge. I thought war veterans were considered American heroes because of their service, not freeway side beggars who are left hungry fighting for a purpose. I thought taxes were meant for the greater public, not for unnecessary wars and a military budget. I thought war was to be fought only if the enemy decides to threaten, not for countries to start more wars, to sell more weapons. And I thought religious leaders inspired hope in brethren, not to instill fear, to sell more heaven. I thought God was the reason we should unite, not the very purpose we choose to fight. I have clearly thought many things, and the world tells me they have been lies. Amidst this confusion, it's hard to know what is right. One thing I am sure of, and this world can't change, is that we all have a short time in this place. And I too, like my grandmother, will pass away like a wave. In the open sea, I will join into the unity. And no matter what you believe, we all came from one place, one seed, whether it is the light of heaven or the light of the Big Bang or both. We are more than stardust from the old skies. We are human. We have freedom of choice. We can be above the angels because our service to the universe and God, unlike them, is not forced but a free will, because we are human. So I choose to follow my thoughts and feelings, however naive and idealistic. I will not let what the world does change my standards of love, life, and faith. And so I leave you with one last thought, but it is present. So instead of what I think, this is what I think. I think you are perfect. When God made you, he made beauty. Don't let the world tell you any differently. Thank you. Everyone always told me I should write a love poem. I should write a love poem. And so I was thinking about, like, when you love someone, how you feel. And two of the big things that came up was you want to know everything about them, and you want to do something for them. You want to help them. You want to make them happy. But then I thought, like, I love you it doesn't describe how I feel. Like, how I actually feel, I love you doesn't describe that. So I came up with my own version of that. It's probably not the most romantic thing you could say to someone. But the name of my poem is, Let Me Hike Your Brain. I want to tear down your walls like flame to papyrus. I want to swim beneath your eyelids, jump into the rabbit hole of your iris, and crawl into your brain. That's not good. Grab hold on the thunderbolt of your thoughts and watch you be Zeus. I would become your point of view. I would finally know your truth. I'd hack down the pathways of your brain that have you doing things the same. I'd bolt break the chains that have you enslaved like a train to the track of the past you once paved. I'd flip my pencil inside your temple and erase your footsteps of self-hate. I would implant chlorophyll into your veins so that you could regrow the stubble that has become your faith. I'd tattoo your face with love because I know how the mirror tends to whisper you're not good enough. So often that self-pity becomes a drug. I'd carry a cloud pregnant with grace and rain upon your pain to extinguish this forest fire of blame that has you burning up again. I'd take the double black diamond path down your synapses. I'd GoPro time-lapse it to see frame by frame all the ways your ego lies about the emotions it hides behind your battery-powered smiles. I'd rip the veil from your eyes, that cataract of shame that has kept you blind from the divine beauty you carry inside. I'd wrap the fabric of space and time around your face so you could see everything would be okay, that anxiety is just a treadmill that doesn't get you anywhere anyways. I'd sneak light into your dark room, overexpose your negative reel, push you off your hamster wheel mind that tells you it's weak to be human and feel sometimes. I'd tell you to feel sometimes that your shame is a shark that you can swallow with the ocean that is your heart. I won't let you hide behind your pride like a mummy while you wither inside. I will surf the wave of your inner voice, visit your third eye and untangle your unheard lines. I pour your thoughts over rocks and slowly sip your regrets. Like the sea, I'd swallow your sunsets. So that you'd never have to face a dark day, I would find a way to persuade the sun to follow you like a tail, until her light erased every shadow beneath your sail. I'd cover your mind with braille, so that on the days your rage makes you blind, you could still find the love that blooms inside. I'd swallow your holes until your hollowed soul and me became the point two rivers blend to become the sea. I'd whisper peace into your wounds, the ones hidden in the darkest of your caves that you save, for the days self-hate decides to mute the channel of love from your face. I would Rogaine the feathers you clipped so you could fly back home. I would steal the word never from your diction and hashtag it fiction. I'd bolt those faith beneath your eyelids. I'd erase the DVR of your latest heartbreak. I'd scratch the CD of your reoccurring nightmares. I'd show you that your scars are the holes where the stars reach your soul. I'd remind you that it's okay to have holes, that we are all puzzle pieces in search to be completed. I'd remind you that this world is a prism that divides our sight, but in truth, we are all made from the same divine white light, that you are never alone, that from the beginning of time, we have been each other's homes, that you were a part of me before the sky met the sea, before the world sprouted from a single seed, before Adam ate from the tree, before God exhaled the word be, because our spirits both came from he, so you see. We might have been born into separate molds, but your soul has always been a part of the mosaic that makes up my heart. So this is really special. My friend here, she plays Alu and M.Sham, plays the santur, and it's an incredible instrument. I don't know if you haven't heard it. It's so beautiful, and so I'm really lucky to have her here to play it. And so I'm going to do a poem alongside with her. And I just finished this poem, so like there's ink is wet on my paper. So I hope you guys like it. You want to do it around me? Oh, should I? No. Okay. How long will you paint a picture of God that makes you sad? How long will you color in the lines drawn by your past? How long will you let mirrors break your spirit when they can never reflect the symphony inside, nor can they hear it? How long will you let who you were define who you are? Living as a slave in the cage of your sins and your scars. It's bizarre how you gaze at the stars and think how small you are, and you are the entire universe at large. Can you hear the Big Bang bang in your heart? Times a minute, God knocks on the doors of your chest to remind you He has never left, that He is closer than the veins in your neck, that love is born from the dust from His steps, that every moment is divinely blessed. For this very moment, God is taking a breath through 7 billion different human chests. But we depend too much on our eyes to see that we are the entire universe in disguise. Birthed from a single soul, coalesced, God expanded the universe of our chests to carry a light neither from the east nor the west, lit by the oil of a blessed olive tree. God says the heart of my faithful servant contains all of me. So you're not just a human being with a mortal body that withers like leaves. You're not just stardust and dirt. You are a reflection of God on earth. We are a handful of drops in an ocean of God. We are not human beings meant to be spiritual. We are spiritual beings living this human being miracle. Because we were not only made for heaven, we were made from heaven. For everything was once one. So don't search the skies for the light when it was your heart that birthed the sun. You are Mary with a Jesus inside. You are a walking miracle. God is your umbilical cord of light. You are a divine butterfly. You were never meant to crawl through life. You were meant for flight. You are holes on a flute that God's breath flows through. You are not these mortal bones and stretched skin. You are the eternal soul that you carry within. So if ever you should mourn your sins or your flaws, remind yourself that your spirit is a reflection of God.